Step into the vibrant world of childhood adventure through Liam's triumphant ride down the hill on his balance bike. As the background blurs into streaks of color, immerse yourself in the thrill of the moment as we talk about panning in your family documentary photography. This photo is one of my favorite photos of Liam in the last year and shows how much his personality has blossomed. He used to be really tentative, and it seems like in the last year he just started going for it. This was also the year that both kids started wanting to ride this one balance bike that we had. Kind of became the hot ticket, especially going downhill in our neighbor's driveway. Since we only had one, they would usually fight over it, but Wyatt was inside that day, so Liam had full reign. Since I knew he'd be going up and down the hill, I thought that this would be a perfect chance to practice my panning. One of the biggest things about family documentary photography is that kids often repeat the same action and they enjoy it. So I had a pretty good sense that he would go up and down that hill many, many times and I'd be able to get my shot. The biggest thing here is that I had to make sure that he was focusing exclusively on his bike and was not distracted by the camera. Because the last thing that I wanted to do was tell Alicia that he got into a bicycle accident because I was trying to take photos. So I just told him to focus on his bike and I would do the rest. In this case, I did some panning photos, which I've really gotten into lately. One of the biggest things with panning is it's just trying to figure out what shutter speed is the best. A lot of that depends on how fast your subject is moving, so it's really trial and error. Here I use 1/45th of a second. I use an aperture f13 to try to get everything in focus, and I find that my best panning is between 1/10 and 1/2 a second. Obviously, if you're trying to shoot a race car, then it's going to be different than shooting a kid going down a hill without pedals. Anyway, I would say that I still probably have to shoot several hundred photos just to get one in even. Another huge tip is that I use the grid on the camera screen and I divide everything into rule of thirds. So it's horizontal, it's vertical, and then I put them on one of the intersections. What that does is it keeps that one specific object in focus the whole time, and then I can frame and compose the photo as I. Essentially what I try to do is I try to get them so that they're always in that same spot on that grid, and then I know that everything is going to be in focus and the background's going to be blurred. Overall, this has probably been one of the biggest game-changing things that helped me with panning photography over the last year or two. Lastly, I'll put the camera on high speed, continuous shooting. I'll hold down the shutter and I'll hope for the best. Even with these techniques, most of them, probably like 95%, are still out of focus. But if I can shoot enough, I might get some that are reasonably sharp. Then after that, it's all about finding one where the composition, expression, and moment are just right. And in this case, I got super lucky because I had one where he had his eyes closed at the split second that I took the photo. And I think it really seals the shot. So here's what I need from you. I need you to hit the like button. I need you to subscribe because otherwise you're going to miss some really awesome videos in this series.